Okay, so holiday decorations up after Thanksgiving and down on the 6th of January. Great. Is there any other business?
I'm I'm a little confused about the decorations. People are just going to put up anything they want.
No. Look, everybody gets to decorate. It's just that you get to decide whether you want snowmen or, say, wise men.
Oh, but it's so nice when all the houses look the same. If everybody used white lights and maybe a wreath on their door with some nice red ribbon. When Brent and I lived on the base, everything was so uniform. We're a little short on numbers. Can we really make a decision without a quorum?
My opinion, they don't care enough to show up. They get no say in the matter.
Holly will type a notice about the decorations, and we will notify everybody. Any other business?
Yeah, the new family at the end of the street. That fence they built.
The chain link fence.
Well, it's unsightly and unfriendly.
Yeah, well, that family's a weird bunch. Did you guys notice? They were the only ones on the block that did not fly a flag on Veterans Day.
They just moved in, Dylan. Maybe they hadn't unpacked their flag yet.
Come on, Will. There were plenty of flags on sale down at Home Depot. They could have picked one up. And you notice they're not here.
Maybe they're at the soccer game.
No, their kids aren't on the team. I got the list when I tried to make this lug join the league. No new names. So, they aren't at the game, and they couldn't be bothered to show up here either.
Did anybody invite them? Not me, no. Has anybody even talked to them?
I wanted to include a welcome to the neighborhood in the newsletter, but nobody came up with their name.
I'm sure that if we make them feel welcome, they'll be more than happy to participate.
Okay, well, I will send them a note.
Did you know that your board and your HOA is a nonprofit organization? So explain to me, what are they doing with all these fines and the income that they're getting from all of the people in the neighborhood? Did you know that your board members can walk onto your property anytime they want with a 24-hour notice, whether you like it or not? Did you know that you have to pay to get into a homeowners association and you have to pay to get out? Did you know that if your home is owned by a trust or a corporation, you're not considered to be a homeowner in the association, and therefore you have no rights or authority inside the homeowners association? Did you know that the rules, the fees, the dues can be changed anytime the board wants to without prior notification? Therefore, if you have gone into the association with $50 dues, in a year they could go up to $150, and you have no choice. Or you've gone into the association with the right to park on the street, but now that right's taken away from you. Or you've gone into the association and you own your own business and you have a sign on your truck. The rules have changed. You can't go into the association and park your truck. So now your truck has to either be kept in your garage or it has to be stored off the premises. Did you know that there's an automatic lien on your property as soon as you buy into a homeowners association? Did you know that you're not allowed into the public or state or federal court system as an HOA homeowner? That is to say, you no longer have the right to the court system. You must go through the private system that has been set up. Did you know that if you in fact want to take action against your HOA, you're going to have to pay your lawyer, and you're going to have to pay the HOA's lawyer whether you win or lose? Did you know that the documents that you sign, those CC&Rs, in fact bypass and usurp the US Constitution? That the writing of the CC&Rs step outside constitutional law. If you have prior authorization to do something to your property, Did you know that at any time along the way, they can change their mind and force you to stop filing an injunction on your property? Did you know that when you receive a fine, there must be a photo of that violation? Although getting your hands on that photograph will be very expensive and very difficult. Did you know that fines cannot bear interest charges on the fine? That is to say, if it's $100, the next month it will be $100. However, there can be a fee for reporting the fine on a monthly basis. Did you know that the homeowner can record the HOA meetings? Did you know that as a homeowner, prior to buying the property, you're signing a statement that you read and understood the CC&Rs before you purchased your property? The amount of time you have to do that is usually somewhere between 10 minutes to 24 hours. You may not buy a home in a homeowners association unless you sign the CC&Rs. Did you know that after listening to this, should you decide to investigate it and find out that the developer says that some of them are not true, type up a document, ask them to sign it. Why don't you see if they're willing to sign that document supporting the notion that it's not true? Did you know that in some states we have what is called a super priority lien? And that super priority lien stands in front of any loan that you have on the property, whether it be from Bank of America or Chase Bank or US Bank or any bank. Therefore, if you don't pay your dues, your property can be foreclosed on. They will step in front of the first and second mortgage. They can foreclose on the property for an amount of $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 and take over your property. You will receive a knock on the door telling you to get out. Sound unbelievable? Check into it. Did you know that once the property is foreclosed on, that you still owe the bank in the first, second, and third position, even though the homeowners association has foreclosed on your property? Did you know that the police have now been instructed, not locally but nationally, to no longer get involved in homeowner association related problems, no matter what those problems are? Did you know, and this is a real good one, that your home can be foreclosed on because of a fine? And now you're raising your hand and saying, no, wait a minute, the rules are very clear. That's not true. And I'm going to prove to you exactly how it's done, and how it's being done nationally, and how it's growing in its process. Let's assume for a moment that you get a fine because, oh, you left your garage door open. $100, no big deal, but you're a little pissed off. So you write a letter saying, I'm not paying this. And they write a letter back that says, oh, yes, you are. And now they add another $10 to the fine, and it's $110. And now you say, I'm still not paying it. Leave me alone. It's now $120. Now it's $130. And time has passed, and you now pay your HOA dues. What they do is take your dues and use it to pay the fine, because you can't foreclose just because of the fine. But now that fine is now late dues. That is, they've taken dues money to pay the fine, but you don't know that that's happened. And time goes by, and you get a knock on your door that says, get out. The fine generated the foreclosure, orchestrated for you, the homeowner. Did you know that only homeowners can attend the meetings? You may not even bring your attorney. Did you know that you are regulated by the number of pets that you have on the property and the size of those pets? And as a result, if you have too many pets, you can be fined. And if when you signed to buy the property, you were allowed 3 pets, and now the board has changed it to 2, you're going to need to get rid of one of those pets, or you're going to be fined and ultimately foreclosed on. Did you know that they can tell you how you can landscape your property and exactly how it can look? And if they don't like the way a plant looks, or the way something lies on the property, you can be fined until you get it right. Did you know that the color of the home is dictated by the homeowners association? And so no matter what color you paint it, it better be approved. And most homeowners associations that I've researched don't have a palette of colors that you're allowed to use. You have to guess at it. At which time they'll let you know if your guess was right. Did you know that in some cases, how you paint the inside of your property is dictated, that is, the inside of your home is dictated by your homeowners association?
In 1696, in England, they came up with a brilliant idea. Let's charge people a window tax. And therefore, people were taxed if they had more than 5 windows. My point in saying this to you is that this insanity hasn't stopped. And keeping track of what you need to know, that is, did you know, it's going to be important for your survival in a homeowners association, if in fact you choose to stay. These relate to the arbitration rules and the mediation rules. Notice what you have to go through just to be able to be heard through the Ombudsman's office. This document is interesting. I filed several lawsuits against my homeowners association. At the same time, I offered that I would drop all the lawsuits if the homeowners association would drop all their lawsuits against the homeowners in the subdivision. This was their response. As you can see, they could care less about what they're doing to the homeowners in the subdivision. Take a look at this document. This is what it's like to go into mediation and arbitration. These were some of the documents filed as a response to what I was trying to do for a $100 claim in my association. In the end, it was the association that ended up paying the bill because I no longer lived in that subdivision.
Please take a moment to read this legal statement. The next time section will begin automatically in 20 seconds, or you may begin at any time by clicking on the clock.